Thank you for everybody who is here today. I have a very good person. I know him very well. Is Marcel?
Hey.
Thank you, my friend, for coming. So I know Marcel for around I think 2021 in the first Belgique wheelers event. Then was the COVID and everything, and we could not so much see each other. Then this year was again, we see us again in one important event that lots of people, I think, they don't know what was this event. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So we had the European Micromobility meeting this August, at the end of the end of August this summer,
Hmm.
which was a big meeting where we wanted to bring together everyone from the European community about PEVs and talk about, well, one, share the joy of us being together and having fun and knowing this and seeing all the other people that are doing it, but also raising awareness about this, because in many places I mean, if you're into PEVs, you know this.
Hmm.
It's not legal everywhere. In fact, in many places it's illegal. And in Belgium, it's kind of in Brussels, they have other things to do, so it's fine. But yeah, it's still kind of, you know. So I think it's very important that we change, that we talk about this, and that we get resources to do this.
So first of all, I know Marcel. Lots of people don't see him, but he's always there taking lots of pictures, lots of information for all
I'm
of us.
relatively new to the community as well. I learned to ride a year and a few months ago, like in
Hmm.
November 2020. Yeah,
The Los
something.
Partamus. Yeah, and I know that you make some videos out there, and one of them was very informative. Before we continued, I'm just going to say I'm going to leave all the links from him there, and you guys can go there and subscribe and see his channel. I think he has lots of information, not just of micromobility. There is other things. You can see it. I think it's important for you guys to go and see his channel. He shows a big point of view for all of us to help us in lots of things of micromobility and other things. Tell us a little more about your channel before we started, that everybody knows what is your channel. Don't forget, I just want to say there is the YouTube channel, there is the Instagram channel, there is the Twitter, and his own page. I'm going to leave it there. Then we're going to talk about the micromobility. We have videos from him. We have videos from photos from other riders. But let's start with this. Why do you create this channel, and what was the idea
Yeah.
for
So
everybody?
I think anyone who kind of knows me a little bit knows that I'm this guy who's always thinking about what's the best way of doing it. What's the good or the right way? And that's about anything. I'm a programmer as my day job, and there you can see it very much like I want the things to be good, to work well, to be simple, to have good systems. And kind of this YouTube channel is me teaching what I've learned from myself, kind of bringing that to other people. And I think micromobility is one way of doing it. It's the best way of transporting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best way of getting around. So that's why this is a part of my YouTube channel. It's why I like making videos about it. I think it's, in terms of the world, I think it's a very important move that we transition to micromobility. So I wanted to make put some videos into the world that explain this, specifically with the European Micromobility meeting, the video I made about that. I really wanted to tell a story about, like, A, the people here are really nice, and B, this is really good that we are doing this. So I wanted to have something that, if some politician goes onto YouTube and researches this, that if they find this video, that this would be a good impulse for them to think, okay, maybe they have a point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they we should listen to them. And try to not turn it into bikes, because I feel like that's a thinking for most of the time now, that the governments think like, oh, it's like a bike, but it's electric, so it shouldn't go any faster or something. So it should, very small and limited. but I don't see it that way. It's like it replaces your car. It doesn't replace your bike. It can
Yeah.
do so much more. Uh,
Do you think I was talking with you in private and we laugh about it and I was talking about that the last time I was to this micro mobility I stay close to 2 hours in a gym and that was just a par meters maybe 1 or 2 miles away from the event and you are thinking that you have a PV in your car and you can park it and you can go in 5 minutes you are there. I think that's what we need to, maybe, my opinion, that's what we need to show to the world, making a video, sometimes not because of the clicks, showing why is important for us,
yeah.
the PVs. Because this day I missed this point. I could stop and put my car there and ride to the event. My concern is I didn't know the city. I didn't know if I could park there or not. I cannot speak so well French, and that was my question.
Well, in
Oh,
Brussels, I think that the statistics are 30% of the people in cars who are driving around, 30% of them are looking for a parking spot.
yeah,
So it's really bad. It's really bad.
I'm talking by myself because every time I go to Brussels, I always leave it in a hotel, a parking plot, and then I use my PV.
Yeah.
That's the way I move
Park my
myself.
car far away to where I find places, and then I, yeah, take my UC and move.
Yeah. But from this years that you are with the PVs and with the micromobility, what do you see that has changed? What do you think could change? And what do you think maybe we need for the future for all the riders and for the people who are starting or maybe going to start? What is your opinion that we need to enforce this legalization or better laws for everyone? Because we see Spain is with problems, we see Germany is illegal, Netherlands is illegal, UK is I think they're going to put it e-scooters for rent as legal, but the rest is going to stay illegal. What you think is important for all of us, because you are with us, you listen to the persons are in events and you see this movement in the last in August was very good because you see so many groups from different parts of Europe. I was not expecting to see so many. We have to say thank you so much for the Belgic wheelers that they
Yeah.
put everything together. I think that was very important. Lots of people forget about that, and that is one thing we're going to talk about later on. But for you, what you think we should do, or what the people should do, or the maybe
In terms of regulation and laws, I think I kind of take a bit of the engineering approach because that's my education, and I try to move back and simplify it a lot. And I see it as it's a way for
hello,
us to.
Bunny.
I see it's a way for us to move. It's a way of transportation, and there should not be discrimination in how you move. That's one thing. So I feel like it doesn't make sense to have two things that are really small, and the one thing is legal and the one thing is illegal. Especially with this stuff of the rental scooters are illegal, but owning one is legal. If anything, it should be the other way around because here in Brussels, I know they destroy all the rental scooters. The people who have one, they take care of it. Yeah, it's true. It's true. They end up everywhere. It's at the middle of the bike lane. You're like, ah. Um, and then we need to realize that micromobility is probably our best bet at having a good solution for the climate crisis
Hmm.
because cars are such a big part of it, and stuff like scooters, e-skate, UCs, they're actually so easy to get started with.
Hmm.
We've seen the explosion in the rental e-scooters, so people really like it. So they really like it. A and B, it's really good for the environment. So I
Hmm.
think that it gives us the hint of we need to double down on this. This is the way to go, and we
I
need
th-
to look at it as a replacement for a car. and not as a replacement for a bike, because this has so much more potential than a bike, and we need to use it that way.
I think too. I think is what you said is I think is important. But you see, do you think we need some? If you are like, I'm going to put it the question like this better. If you are in Parliament, we see that we have leva.eu. If you guys want to go there, I think it's important for you to see. They make lots of stuff. I think they do it more for bikes and these products with the. But if you are a person like, or if you like to come to the Parliament and talk about it, what you think would be the best way for us to reach to the guys who are in the government, like European government, for us to go in the right direction, or for they to listen to us. Because I see the guys from UK, they are very, very sad in a bad situation, and we see the guys from Netherlands, they are in a bad situation. What do you think? What we can do there, and to speak with this person, because they are in end there is money involved. Politics is everything about money.
It's the one thing that shouldn't be. There was this workshop, machine directive or anything EU, that I watched it, and before that I thought, well, they just don't know what they're talking about. But then the guys from the Leva, and there was another
one there. I don't know his name because I was
or something. I don't know. But they were actually presenting your framework. I thought, well, they had good points of view, and they had this framework of we wanted two categories at 25 kilometers an hour to 50 kilometers an hour. Like, well, this is great. That would work. So I was surprised that is in there. People actually talk about it. So the idea is out there. And so for some reason it's not people aren't getting it. So that got me thinking to how do we get to them? I think for me, what I would really hammer in this fact that, guys, this is how we're gonna fix one of our biggest problems that we have in the world, and we really need to try hard or something. I think that's just keeping people's minds on. No, it's not like, sure, the safety, and it's very important, and we wanna do this well, but we need to start off with, in 5 years, we want 80% of the cars to be replaced by micromobility. I think we need to keep that in mind as our end goal to what we want to get to.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you this, because I think is like this. When we are, I'm going to show something for everybody just to see. I think that was a magnificent event. I think lots of people don't know what was this event. This event was made for us to come, all of us together. How can you put it for you, my friend?
How I would define the event?
Yeah,
it was an event for all the micromobility people, or people who liked it, to come together from all across Europe
and talk about
it, know that we are there, talk about the legislation too, because it's one of the big issues in our community, and then also for new people to discover it and to learn. I brought one or two colleagues there to make them learn the EUC, and they loved it.
So just for you guys to understand, this is a video from him. That was the point there. But for you to understand, guys, that is like, for you to understand, that was an event to bring most of the people from Europe. I was impressed to see guys from Scotland, guys from London, guys from Spain, guys from Italy. So many countries was there, and I was very, very. I was not expecting to see so much support, And for me, the important thing about this, and I think that's what we need to see in other countries. Marcel, tell me, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but it's like this. I think what the Belgic wheelers make, I think lots of countries have to maybe try to do the same. Teach new people who wants to see the micro mobility, because they don't make just a ride. They bring kids, adults, people who wants to learn to ride, go there. There are so many machines for all of us to try it, and people to help learning.
Yeah.
And that is for me the most important thing of all. I just want to make this video, guys. I recommend for all of you to go and see. I think you make here all the point of the interview. I'm not going to put it. I'm just going to put it here, and a little just for you to see. I think the point what he makes here is perfect for you, all of you guys, to see it. Why do you make this video? What was the reason? Why do you create it? Because I think it's amazing video.
Thank you. Yeah, this video, I think the end I had in mind was if someone who is involved in defining the rules or the legislation around this, and if they look this up, if they are researching micromobility, if they find this video, then they would be like, oh, okay, these are really good people. They know what they're doing. They're safe. And it's actually a good thing to promote this and to bring it more in the world. So maybe I should try and lobby for that. Because one of the things I feel like I'm noticing in politics as just a regular citizen, I remember at one point I decided to just randomly send an email to a politician here in Brussels, and I asked him, like, hey, where are all the trees? You're making this new place, and it's all gray and ugly. Like, where? Please put more trees. And he actually responded.
He responded to you?
He responded to me. Yes. And so it's like, yeah, sorry, but we're trying. It's kind of hard because sometimes there's no actual grounds to put the trees in. It's not deep enough because they put parkings underneath or whatever. And so I realized doing that for us, for the normal people, I think that is kind of the way to go. Not go by the official routes, not just vote and everything, but just go straight to the people. When you can start make it a discussion. Like I emailed him. I'm sure that he talked about it with one or two of his colleagues, so it becomes a topic for those people, and they kind of talk about it a little bit. So I think that's kind of
that means they listen to you.
Yeah.
And that is a good thing, because most of the time we think they don't listen to us, or they don't see nothing about what we are sent. And sometimes it's like you are talking to a wall, a big wall, and you don't see nothing else.
Probably most of the time. I was probably lucky. Their email address was not public. They had a secretary that had a public email address, but I just guessed it. It's like first name, last name @brussels.com, and that worked. So.
Yeah, but that is the main thing for me. I'm going to put another video here, guys. I know that is not from him, but I think it's important. He's a person who have a channel with 2 persons, but he was with the interest to show that we have the meaning, that not just the event is for us to bring friends together and bring to the event. Sometimes we grow together, and that way you can see that is not just the event, is more than that. You see the streets, we are not damaging nothing, we are not using not so many place from the streets we can use it for a green or something better. And I think that way you're going to have, maybe you can use the roads for other things. I'm the first one who always to tell this. We don't want to take the cars out. We want to have a place for all of us. And maybe you, if you have a car, maybe you can park the car out of the city and go with your PV to work or visit the city. I just want to explain just something because I think it's important. I was in Rome in holidays with my family this year, and 7 o'clock of the morning. Yeah, 7 o'clock of the morning. I leave my wife and kids sleeping, and I go to my car close to Rome. I park the car, and I see all the places in Rome in 1 hour with my AUC. All the places. And then later on, next day I was with my family about 8 o'clock of the morning, and was close to 10 of the evening, and I was broken because I was with my family walking around the city, and I was like everything fast just to see everything. And I think with the electro PV will be better for us to move ourselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes we pay so much money for so many things, like taxis, like I don't know, and I think it's so many places for us to ride. Look at this.
Oh yeah, I go there often.
Mhm.
That's the IKEA.
Yeah, yeah, but you see, it's always how can I put it? It's always a place for us to go,
Yeah.
or for us to pass.
That is one of the things when I started back in days. First I bought an electric scooter. Because in
Mhm.
Belgium we get these. It's called eco-checks.
Mhm.
It's like the money you get, but you can buy stuff with it, but you can
Mhm.
only buy eco-friendly stuff.
Mhm.
It's like, well, let's buy an e-scooter then. And then I continued watching videos after I bought it, like just to make sure I had the right thing. And then I saw a wrong way on this electric unicycle. Like, God damn it, this is so much better. And I was so surprised by the ease and the fluidity. Like the one moment he's standing still, he's just like a pedestrian. And then he was just going 50 kilometers an hour. Like how quickly that changed. You can go everywhere. You can go down the stairs. And then you're faster than cars. And then you just lift your wheel up and you put it in the train. Like, what is this? I was so amazed by that. It's kind of like, imagine you can walk, but you can walk 50 kilometers an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want to show to everybody's out there how was this event. This guy is crazy, so
That's insane.
he's insane. But we see so many beautiful persons there. For us to understand how good was that, I'm going to leave the link there for all of you to see it. How many beautiful ladies were there to ride, and always with a positive. They was ready. The prices for everything was very cheap, and was not to win money. That was just for us to come, all of us together, in a big event. And
The community, the people here,
yeah.
they're incredible. And I was also very surprised by how much focus there is on safety and on keeping the roads for everyone. And you see everyone is wearing a helmet. Like
Mhm.
if you would dare to not wear a helmet for 10 seconds, there will be someone yelling at look like, hey,
Yeah.
put on your you're like,
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah, but that is the main thing. We have to talk about Cosmo. We have to talk about Leo. We have to talk about most of the people there, that they work so much for the community, and they take his private life. Gizmo was there to fix your things to lots of persons, and I think that's what the community needs. Then was the riders there to teach the kids to ride, the people who like to learn, and that was not just a ride, that was more than that. You see here how many people was there. Most of them in this time was the picture was already gone, and that's why you don't see so much people there in the picture, but that was more and more and then was the companies showing the product is coming out, and you can test it there, and that is for me the important thing is for us. And then showing this polo sport, this uh, AUC polo sport, and I think that is going to grow and grow every day more and more.
Mhm.
I think that is a good thing. Uh, what do you think, Marcel? The future? Do you think we're going to have more problems? Is going to be easy for us? How do you see it? That you are in outside and you are listening to everyone. Or what do you think in the future? Do you think is going to be? Because I see that like Belgium is not having now. A talk about changing a little of the rules and everything. Do you think is going to be for the better or is going to be a little harder?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because now we are having more and more electric device
Yeah.
riding.
I I haven't heard the recent talks, so I don't know exactly what that would be. But personally, I think or I feel in the decisions that are being made that there's a lot of thinking about we need to make this safer because I said you like people trash these shared scooters. I think that is big honestly a big cause of it. That people who don't know how to ride, they
Mm-hmm,
jump on something. It's free. It's easy. It's fun. I mean, I've done it. I
mm-hmm.
remember the first time I was on a rental scooter. It was so much fun. But it's still a skill. You need to learn to do it well, and a lot of people don't do it well. Anyway, so there are a lot of accidents, and of course it's rising because it didn't exist before. So now there's a lot more accidents, and
I'm just going to cut you just for you to for people to understand. In Australia, I was talking about
yeah,
3 or 4 days. No, in 27 of December, I talked with a guy from Australia, and he told me that last year the police has uh, close to 1,000 accidents in e-scooters in Australia, and most of them they are not in people who fall who don't say nothing. So and now is a big discussion in Australia to safety, but most of
yeah,
the accidents from e-scooters is all of them rent scooters,
yeah, I can imagine.
and we are paying for that mistakes.
Yeah, yeah, and then you see countries that are like we will only allow rental scooters. It's like no, it's the other way around.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I'm asking you this
yeah.
because I
You
think
see,
it's important.
yeah, because in Brussels here, actually, I'm very happy to see that a lot more people are starting to buy their own
Hmm.
micromobility devices, and it's so good. And you see a huge difference. The people have their own things. They ride responsibly. They have they have their lights on. They have a helmet. They have the fluorescent jacket. They don't cross the middle of the road when it's all red. Uh, so yeah, you see a huge difference between those.
Yeah, I think safety is a very important
Yeah.
thing for all of us.
Yeah.
Do you think we have to do ourselves something to help in like we see like the Belgic wheelers they make they bring the persons they tell them how to ride the
Yeah.
safety what they have to do. Do you think the other countries should like the in Spain the guys from Spain they are very good in that following the laws and doing all the rides very nice was a big ride from them in December uh,
Yeah.
in Spain, and that was fantastic to see how organized they was. They are very organized. The guys in Spain, the group from Spain, they are very organized. Do you think the people who are or us riders that we are there long time ago, and we have the responsibility to when the new people come that we teach them or try to teach them what they maybe need to do or how
Yeah.
maybe how they have to follow the laws for us to don't have problems in the future.
Hmm. So I think there is, in terms of following the law, there's a balance, because like imagine, you know, gay couples they can marry now, right? Before it was not legal. But if nobody would have ever done it, then we wouldn't even realize that it was a good idea to make it legal. So I do think that there is some sense that we need to push it a little bit. And I think for governments, it's actually normal that you allow a little bit of people going across the law.
Mm-hmm.
It's people doing illegal things. You need to allow it a little bit for people to test and try out things, which is kind of the place we are at now.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I think even if it's illegal in your country, try to promote it and try to teach people how it works, and then show a good example. Be so safe. Be such a good show that when the politicians look at you or the police looks at you, they're like, they're not doing anybody any harm. I know it's illegal, but we're not going to stop them because they're great
Mm-hmm.
people. They're doing it responsibly. It's safe. And then especially when you teach the kids and they go talk to their dads, and maybe their dads or their mom is in the parliament or whatever, and they maybe know like, okay, this is good. Yeah, that perfectly protected there in the video. Uh,
That was the good thing. All of
yeah,
them was for you to try it in the event. You have to put was gears there to give to the people. Was helms to give it before you go and ride. You have to have your hands protected, your shoulders, and your helm, or you cannot go and ride. I think that is a very nice thing that the Belgian wheeler.
when I go ride, I do the same. I do all my protections on all the time, even if it's just to show other people. Like, 'cause, nobody wears a full face helmet outside of us. But if you're riding a scooter, actually you should be wearing it too, because it's still easy to fall on your face. So at least I'm making it a little bit more normal by being on the streets like this.
So the A skate that is Ralph. I'm not going to put Lindborg. He was telling about this, but before I was last week talking about with him, and that was I read in one WhatsApp because it was a big question. The people asking about helms. What helm should I buy? And the Ralph was one of them who said you buy a PV of 3,000 euros, and the protections you buy it for $50. That makes no sense. And that is always that is like you are telling my friend. I think safety is the most important thing, and I see that I know that the people like to show his face when he's making a video, but most of the fatalities of the people is we have to think like a AUC one wheel or a skate. The first thing you're going to damage is your hands, your shoulders, and your face. If you don't have a good protection, your face, my friend, you cannot do nothing, never again. So that's why I think it's important for us to use. That's why I think what you said was very nice.
Mhm.
Use a nice helm, a nice protection, because that way.
Yeah, and accidents can happen anytime. I fell once when I had just had an e-scooter. I had a normal bike helmet back then, and I remember I wanted to take a turn, but there was another bike like right here, so I wanted to be faster than him so he wouldn't hit to me. So I needed to take a sharp turn, but the
Mhm.
scooter couldn't take the sharp turn because they limit the steering, and I didn't realize. So I couldn't turn, and I hit the sidewalk, and I fell on my head. I had a helmet.
Mhm.
I felt like because my glasses was in my
Mhm. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was all bleeding and everything, and I was dizzy for 2 days.
Yeah.
I was just like, whoa, what the is going on? And that was 15 kilometers an hour. That was just
Yeah.
starting to depart, and yeah.
And
So just
I was with a big accident too. And in
yeah,
this day, believe it or not, I was with a full helm. And that was my luck
yeah,
because my accident was very bad. And the first thing I touched the road was my face. And I can say that the helm saved me. The helm I have it till today, but is broken inside. But
Yeah.
it makes its job to save me. And from this day on, I have other helms here open, and I never use it. Sometimes the people ask me, "Oh, is the summer is so hot? Why are you using?" I said, "I don't care. I don't care because I have to think about my safety." Sometimes I was yesterday talking with a friend, and he was telling me, "Nelson, you are always talking about safety," and I said, "I don't want you to happen to you what happened to me, because I don't follow the rules, and today I learn myself with my mistakes, and I don't want to see my friends happening the same." That's why I make you this question before, and I think you have to have a good answer. The cities, the groups, the associations, they have to do more for the people who are starting, or maybe the people who would like to start. Because I think for you to answer, I think most of the people don't know what is a PV, or they are really afraid to try a PV, and because there is nothing close to them to try it, because they say, "Oh, balance,
That's funny because they ask me like, "Can you stay balanced?" And I've had a brain tumor that's been removed a year and a half ago, and I could not walk straight for 6 months.
yeah."
Riding the EUC, it's easier.
Because you have the automatic balance. But for the people who don't know, that is like, Marcel, let's put it this way. It's like the first time we see I remember the first time I see EUC, I was laughing so much, and I say, "These guys from China, they are crazy. They put everything on. That is not going to work." And we are talking today about this, and the EUC is one of the most electro device more used, and coming more and more and more to the market, because is for the micro mobility is the best one for us to move from place A to B and C and D, and easy to travel and everything. And sometimes we laugh of things that later on we're going to see that is.
I know this because I'm always, everyone I see around me, I'm telling them that the EUC is amazing and they should try it and they should get one. And the reaction I see is most of the time like, "Oh, that looks really hard," or "Are you sure you can do it?" or "It's too dangerous. I'm not going to try it." And then you make someone try it, and some people, they get it immediately, which is crazy. Like after 5 minutes they can do it. I couldn't. It was 3 days for me.
My friend, don't worry. I was 2 weeks trying with my doctor here in my home. I was so upset when I was with my food, all destroyed. And then I go to the first meeting of the Belgic Wheelers in 21, and one guy was there, and he say, "Nelson, do you ride the AUC?" I say, "I tried it in my home, and I gave up." And the guy say, "Why?" And I say, "I tried 2 weeks, I could not ride it." And he say, "Come here." And I was there with him, in 5 minutes I was riding.
Nice. Nice.
That's why I always talk. I think it's important for us to share. For me, I was looking to videos in internet, and I think the videos in internet is for people who already learn, and they are not so easy to explain. And
It's a balancing. It's intuition. The way I learned was I went outside for 15 minutes,
mhm.
and then I just went back inside, and later in the day I did it again, because I knew that it's not about studying. It's not something to learn. You just need to try it and give your body time. You need to sleep, and then the next day it'll go better.
Yeah, that's why I come to this video. I think is very nice. The video you have here is about. I think.
I was waiting on my first reel. Then I was so hyped. I need to make a video.
But I think it's important because you see a monocat here and you are seeing a wrong way Adam, and they are completely good riders, the two of them. And I think you can see lots of explanation. Then you see this crazy guy from China that is one of the best riders around the world. But yeah, then you are seeing riding in the snow everywhere and so magnificent riders. And
This shot. I was like,
and that for me
passing by the cars.
for me the crazy one is when you ride backwards.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying
That is,
to let it.
it's so difficult to go front, and then when you see the guys riding backwards, it's like
Yeah.
so easy. So we have the luck to have so much fantastic riders around the world,
Yes. Yeah.
and
And if you teach more people, I feel like most of the people who have tried it for a little bit, most of them, they get this click like, "Oh my god, this is fun!" I'm like, "Yes, that's why I love this so much." That's a very big part of teaching people. Like, making them realize, like, I actually want to do this because I like it.
I think that is
Oh.
and look now.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
I think the video is amazing. He's cleaning everything. He use it for the right thing. So, Marcel, but continue talking. Is like this. I think we as not. I'm not the association. You are not the association. We try to help the riders and the community. I think the persons responsible for these groups, like Belgic Wheelers, like in Germany is the Electro Empire, in Netherlands is Legal Riders. Yeah, I think they need to step up and create like something, or maybe learn from the Belgic Wheelers, or try to work with them, that we can expand this teaching for the new riders, for the kids. I think the kids is the future generations, and I think these future generations, they need to know what is electro device, because most of them, they don't know what is electro device.
The
They just
reaction I
know
get
what is a computer.
And old people, when they see me riding, I see they're usually they're afraid, or they're like, "He's weird." The kids are always like, "Oh, he has lights on his wheel." So they always love it. So really, I mean, it's amazing that we have all these groups everywhere. That is amazing, and we need to keep them. But there is a next level, and I think the Belgian wheelers show a very good example of what to do to spread the world, to bring people into this, and to try and make this a part of our world.
Guys, I just want to say something for all of you. Belgic Wheelers is a no-profit group. They are riders who like to help the communities. They are more concentrated in AUCs, but they help you in all. They contact me and say, "Nelson, I know that you have skateboards. Can you bring it to the event for the people to try it?" I bring my one wheels and my electro skateboards, and that was very nice to see people who was just riding AUC, and they have the opportunity to ride the one wheel and the skateboard, to see the difference of PVs. I know friends from me here that they started with a skateboard, and today they change it for a skateboard to a AUC, because they say, "Oh, I buy the wrong thing, and I have more desire to ride a AUC or a one wheel," and sometimes the people buy it because his friend buy it. And later on, they say they make the mistakes, and you see the prices. That's why I ask you: do you think the prices is okay what we are having today? Like, you are listening now to prices like AUC goes to 4,000,
Yeah.
4,500. And I was talking with some guys, and some guys said, "Oh, the price is good when you compare it with the car."
Yeah.
But don't you think that is a little high, or you think that is a price is fair? What you are getting?
Oof,
Like,
that's a good question.
because we see the Sherman now is coming to 4,200 euros. You see the what's the name V13 is going
Yep.
to be around 4,600 euros, and we're not going to talk about the other ones. Is everything around 3,000 up? Uh, do you think that is for the safety and for what we need? Do you think that is a fair price?
Mm.
Do you think there is a limit, or do you think they're going to go more higher in the future?
Huh. That's a good question. I think, well, one thing I'm thinking, if you compare it with a speed pedelec,
Hmm.
a bike that goes 45, it's still very reasonable because those bikes are very quickly also 3-4 thousand.
Okay, when we put at A bikes, there is A bikes today like mountain bikes. They are 11, 9,000.
Yeah.
They are crazy. My friend is with a mountain bike now, electro mountain bike. He pay no 9,000. I was like, what?
Yeah. It's like I can buy 4 UCs with that.
I was like, "Are you playing with me?" Yeah. My company and everything, I have to use it. It's perfect. And I say 9,000 for a bike, a electro mountain bike is the same. So, do you
So,
think in the future we're going to have the more heavy prices? Do you think that is going to be higher, or you think that is going to stay by this price for 4 to 5,000?
I,
Between 3 and 5,000.
yeah, I feel like
You as a rider, I'm going to put it a different way. Then we're going to go to the price. You as a rider, as a ASU rider, what you think is important for you? Range, safety of the machine, more protect the machine, the tire, bigger, smaller, off-road, street. What is the important thing for you today that you ride AUC?
okay. For me, reliability is the most important thing because I use it to commute. I use
Mhm.
it to transport, so I want it to work and to keep working, so I can depend on it. Like a car, you assume that the car is gonna keep working after 100,000 kilometers. So I want not 100,000 kilometers free on my wheel, but good enough. I can trust it. I can go in the rain with it. It's fine because Belgium, it's always raining here.
Mhm.
I think that's a number one. Second, yeah, I suppose like as a baseline, a bit of the practicality, but that's I think for EUCs it's kind of a given. Um, and then the range and the speed need to be enough for my use case. I don't need the best thing. I just need it to work. I have the InMotion V11 that I use most of the
Mhm.
time now. I commute to it to work.
One of
It's
the best ones.
yeah, it's about 25 kilometers, and I go one way, two way, and that's the full battery use. So it's great. It's great.
I think was the first AUC I tried with suspension was the
Yeah.
V11. It's very high normally, and I tried from Lars from Netherlands, and I was in the event. I was very surprised because that is very high.
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to.
But do you think now today that we most of the AUCs are with suspension? Do you think in the future is going to disappear the normal AUC without suspension, or you think we're going to see it? Because we see most of the AUCs everything with suspension. But I was talking with Ralph, and Ralph he put a nice point. He said if you go to a race, like guys are racing in private places, they say without suspension is better.
Yeah.
But you think in the future we're going to see like in a city more suspensions and
I think that if this market um, grows up a little bit, if it more people get used to it, we will probably be more strict or find safety even more important.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume that even the cheaper ones would become a bit more expensive because they need more safety, and so it'll become more expensive. And so probably suspension would be a part of it because it is a safety feature
Mm-hmm.
also, right? It helps you stay upright.
And you
So,
see the roads from all of us. Some roads are
oh yeah,
very
yeah,
good,
yeah.
and some roads are very
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. I've been saved by the suspension
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
I'm
And
very grateful.
I know lots of friends for me. They have accidents because was the road was damaged and it was riding normally and it pa and that
Yep,
is enough to make a cut down.
yep.
And I think the suspension is going to change that because with the suspension you're going to have this safety feature.
Mm.
And I think because like we are talking now, we are seeing that was lots of people waiting for this AUCs with 134 volts.
Yeah.
But now you're seeing that the people tested the 140 volts, and lots of people say, okay, that is too much.
Yeah.
Maybe 100 volts is enough. And
Mm.
for me, is more important the safety,
Yeah.
not the volts,
Yeah, I
because
feel
volts
like
that.
with speed and volts we're kind of getting to the point where it's becoming really crazy.
Mm-hmm,
Like, what was Big O announcing one at the end of this year, 120 kilometers an hour? I was
mm-hmm.
like, oh, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, but that is always they put that is going to.
Yeah.
I think I see. I like me. What I see is like this. I see that the people was very interesting in the beginning to see this
Mhm.
134 volts, but the people see that was lots of problems like
Yeah.
safety and cutting because when you have 134 volts you have to think when the battery is less than half they're going to go this 130 volts can be dangerous because the batteries is going to shut out you and you're going to fall.
Mhm.
Then I think there is a limit for everything what you are doing. You have to be careful what, and I think Sherman, we have the Sherman Max that was a
Mhm.
everybody loves it. I'm one of the guys who want to buy the new one with suspension, and I'm asking myself if I need suspension,
Yeah.
but every day I think is important to have suspension because of the roads we ride. I have the luck to ride in Germany. In Germany, the roads are very good.
Mhm.
But if I go to another country, I yes can like in Netherlands. If I go to Netherlands, there is lots of this jumps like for you to go slow. I don't know the name.
Yeah, speed bumps.
Yes, speed bumps.
Yeah.
So you if I'm not used to see them in the evening, is they are very dangerous. So for the people who live there, is easy. They know where they are. But for me, is difficult. And the people are saying, Nelson, from your weight and your type of riding, I recommend for you to have a suspension. But then comes always the big questions. When you go to the guys from reviews, they always tell you that everything is beautiful. And then when you buy it, you see,
Let's go.
then when you buy it, you go to the guys who ride it, then you start to see the mistakes. Oh, that is not good, that is not
Yeah.
good, that is not good. And for you as a rider, as a person, you think we should buy the first machines when they come out, or so we always wait for the second generation, like 3 or 4 months later, because then you're going to see the what was wrong and they can put it everything better.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it depends on what kind of rider you want, what you want. For me, I use it for the most part practically, and for that, I don't want to get the newest thing.
Right.
I want to wait. For now, I've always bought Emotion ones because they have the reputation for like being very well built and
Mm-hmm.
very safe. And even then, the V11 is I've got what the fifth or the
Mm-hmm.
sixth or the seventh batch,
Mm-hmm.
so even that they improved their process over time. And that's probably what we will also see the everyone move towards as more people get into it, because now we just have the enthusiasts, and so it's a big part of the enthusiasts really want the latest newest thing. But if it goes to a bigger audience, to people who are not as enthusiastic about it, then they will have a bigger focus probably on the safety and reliability.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's why for me it's always a big question because, like me, today I would like to. I'm going to tell you, I would like to have the veteran Sherman Max. I think that is perfect for me.
Yeah.
Of course, the suspension. When I see the price, what they go down now, the price has go down around a new one, 700 euros. Is less than is close to 2,500. I can get it, new one. So that is for me is a good price.
Yeah.
Is a good machine. Is a safe machine. I'm not a rider who makes jumps. I'm not a rider who ride like a crazy guy. Yeah, yeah. There's guys who do that. I'm not this type of rider. So I think that is more than enough for me. And I'm afraid of buying now today one machine that is not already tested. We don't know if that is going to be good because we need lots of miles and lots of kilometers. How do you see it all over the world? And then I buy a thing that costed now 4,000 euros, and then you have to buy the new pads, 200 I don't know what. Then if you have a problem, more money. If it's missing something, more money. That's why I ask myself if I need all of that, because when you see is 1,000 close to 2,000 euros more, it's like I'm buying two Shermans.
Yeah.
And
if I had infinite money, I would buy the Sherman and the new 4,000 euro thing, and then you can try it. And if it breaks, then whatever, you still have one left over. But we don't have infinite money, so
yeah, that's why. That's why for me, I think I don't need that. You understand? I know that there is lots of crazy people there who like it, and I understand it. If I have the money, of course I would buy it. But I ask myself if I need in a moment so much, because I'm going to have the 100 volts. I'm going to have everything. I'm talking about what is the big question for everybody out there, because we are, you and me, and most 90% of the people who writes AUCs, they write like you and me. They just want to have fun. And sometimes that is the question what we have. Should I buy a one thing of 4,000? In Europe is 4,000. In Canada is 6,000 marks. Hello from San Francisco. Hello Bay Area. Oh, lots of time don't seeing. Hello. That's why is the big question is for all of us to ask if we need that. I was looking to the race in America, and was the guys with suspension with the 34 volts, and was the guy with the less Sherman, the first one, not the Max, the first one, and he was in final in 3 or 4 place. I think that is not the important thing. I think it's the safety. For me, I think today, like the V11, what you have is very, very good. Yeah. Most of the people love it. Then you,
almost.
Yeah. Then like me, I have here the Z10. I love this. I have this machine. I love this.
You wrote it in there.
So you see it. You see that is everything works.
Yeah.
Everything is working. I wrote in water, and then everything is work. So my question is like this: do you think the people is out there starting? They need to expend so many money, or they can go like a V11, like they so good machines in second hand there,
yeah,
that you can buy it.
Yeah, you don't need to spend 4,000 euros, especially if you're still starting out. It's such a big investment. It makes much more sense to get something that's been tested, that doesn't go 90 kilometers an hour, because you're not even allowed to do it. So.
But my friend, you the best riders. Let's talk about wrong way. The guys from USA. You never see him riding that. They can test it one time, but they are the first ones. There is a limit for everything. You don't need that. That is crazy. I think that is too much. So, guys, I'm not trying to put here Marcel in a bad situation, but I talking with Marcel because for you guys to understand, Marcel is a guy is always in the back, is always listening to the persons who are in the events in rides, and he takes lots of pictures, he makes videos, and he listens to the people, and I know he listens to the people. That's why I invite him to come here. And oh, there is a person who buy a Sherman. That is Alex. He buy a Sherman. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm sure play a big role here. If you are light rider, then works. If you are a big rider, you need. Yes. I know, Alex. I know that you buy the suspension. I would love, but I'm seeing the price today of the Sherman Max, and believe it or not, I'm very tied to buy the Sherman Max just because I think the price is a big difference when I talk about now with Marcel, and I think reality is reality. The times is not for us to expend so much money, and of course. We need the torque, but not the top speed. Yes, I think too. I think too. With me, it was the same. I was in San Marino, made my Z10, and I was going up, and on the top, that was too much for the machine, and I fall because the machine say, okay, I give up. And if I have that, because that is not made for torque, that is made just to have a community ride. Do you think, another thing, I can put the question here for everybody. Do you guys think, and for you, Marcel, do you think the people, sometimes they don't read what they buy? Because I don't read the Z10. And today, when I fall, I speak with Alex, and Alex tell me, Nelson, you forget to read because the Z10 is not made. He was the one who sold me the Z10. He said, Nelson, the Z10 is not made for go with torque. That is for commute ride, and you are a heavy rider.
We don't read, but the question is also, what should you be reading? It's not like there's no manual that says you can only do hills this much, I think. I haven't read it either.
Yeah, so, but sometimes the people, I think we talk like this, like the King song. It has lots of problems with the batteries. There is lots of things. I think you have to, from the beginning, to know what is a EUC. Like a EUC is a balance thing, and you have to know what you are riding. And most of the people, like me, I was riding my one wheel for the first time, and that was pushing me back. And I was saying, but the first time I was like, what, why is pushing me back? I want to go faster. And then one moment to another, he shut down, and that was a nosedive. And then I came to the computer, I say, I buy a shit that this shit is broken. And I came to the YouTube channel. And was one of, in this time was very new, and staying there nosedive. Why is the nosedive? Is because the board is telling you stop, don't go faster, and you try to go faster, and then the battery is going to say no, that is too much. No, and that was a mistake I made myself. And today I have more careful when I buy something electric, because we are buying something electric.
Yeah. Maybe that's a gap in the teaching, because like we do initiations where we give people their first try, they learn to ride the wheel, but then there's still some things that you need to know when you actually buy one and own one and start to use it for a long time. Just like with cars, we have all the theoretical and the practical exams. Maybe there should be, not as big, but there should be something similar for micromobility.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, oh, okay. You bought a one wheel. These are the things you really need to know. This is how you, ride safely. You can maybe practice putting out your hand when you're taking a turn or something like that. I think that would be actually very useful. And for the people who are in groups, that's maybe an idea for them to do too. Like when you're teaching people, like, yeah, this is how you do it. But when you buy something, come back to us and we will explain you exactly what you need to know, because there are really some important things. Like, don't overlean it, right? Or be careful when the battery is low, because then the balancing doesn't work as well. These things, you really need to know them.
Do you think today the companies like A rides, like most of the companies are selling like personal mobility, the guys from UK, they think most of these companies, they are now doing this job for all of us. You see the A rides, they do a fantastic job bringing information for all of us.
Yeah.
He don't just sell, he make videos, and I know that in UK he comes with rides with the people, he explain to the people how to ride it. I think that is a fantastic thing what he makes. He was with us there. And he is a very fine person, and I know him very well. I have the pleasure to interview him here, and I know what he do in the back. He don't just sell products. He do lots of things. He is one of the responsibles to the legalization in UK. Today is not so much there because the people was like asking, you have a company and you are doing this is because you want to profit with this. I know what I speak with him in there when I was in the event, and I say no, I'm more in the back. I understand him what he was telling. I have a company and I don't want to mix the two things, but he makes a lot for UK, and I think the people don't it's not just for UK. From Europe, he sells in Europe. He gets lots of good feedbacks from the people, and to USA he makes a lot too. And I think if he works a lot for all of us. Do you think the companies have to be something like him, always not just selling, but showing the product what they are selling?
I feel like they should. I don't think they have to, but in the state of the world right now, where the legality is debatable and everything, it's actually even business-wise a good idea to be promoting it, because if it's allowed, then you will be able to sell more. So it's a smart move business-wise, even if you forget all the ethical parts of it, right? But of course you should, right? This is, I think, everyone doing business. Yeah, do your business, but also do it really well, do it ethical, set a good example. Like, you're making money, so you can do this. You're making profits. That means you can play around and do things that you want to do. So I think people should do it, and we should promote those people with our money.
So we are talking about you, my friend. You come from the Bay Area. That is a place that is most of the riders. We have the Alien Riders. He's one of the guys who push a lot. He has today a big company there. I know that most of the people, you are free to ride. We are talking more about Europe. Europe, if you don't know, the laws are very strict, and lots of countries are not illegal. In California, like you guys, is fantastic to ride. Always good weather, always good machines, good roads, lots of rides. Of course, we love to have the same like you guys there. Of course, we can then have a Master Pro, a V13, a Master normally, or the Sherman. Yes. But
Thank you for being so crazy to test them.
Yeah, but he put it everything. He said it, everything inside, and I think that is important what he said. I think we love to be like you guys, have the possibility to can write, but here in Europe, that's why we are here, me and Marcel, talking about this, because there is lots of countries that is not easy for us to write. Like me, I live in Germany. I come from Portugal. In Portugal, you don't have no problem. You can write everywhere. But then I come to Germany, I cannot write. And I have the post of the big police direct from my house. So that means I was catched 4 times, and that was not very nice. I was... That's why I tell to everyone. But I think it's nice for him what he's telling. And of course, I would love to have big machines, but I have to see if I have space, if I can ride it, if that is for me as a rider. Do I need that so much? for where I live, and if I ride like you guys, because I know that what he's talking is very nice, because he's talking him is his friends, they ride like that, but that is a place, a special California is a special place for the PVs. There's lots of laws to help the PVs. The DC is the same, but then you come to New York, they want to bend everything.
Yeah.
That is, every state in America is different. That's why I said it's a big question, my friend. I'm just going to put like this. Was very nice if you come to the live stream and share your what is happening there. Contact me by Instagram or write me, and I'll try to bring you here to the live. I think it's important for us to have all of you. Marcel, we are coming more than 1 hour. I don't want to make this big. First of all, I want to thank you so much for coming. I think for all of you are out there, go and see his YouTube channel. I'm going to leave all the links. His Instagram, the Twitter. I'm just telling you guys, we are live in Facebook, we are live in Twitter, and we are live in Facebook. Just for you to understand that the important thing is for us to bring the message out. This is a no profit channel. That is just for us to bring information. We are coming close to 270 interviews with riders from around the world. 2 more, and I think this year we're going to go to the 300 interviews, and I'm very proud all of the riders who came here and all of the people. The channel is you guys, not me. It's just made for you riders.
And people together, Nelson.
No, we are bringing together. You are coming here and help.
You're calling everyone. Right? But you're disconnected. You're taking all the people
come on. I know it's very nice from you, but we talk in private, and I know that you are very important too, because what you did, how do you bring the people, how do you take pictures, because sometimes the people like to be in a video, like to be in a picture, like to be seen, be known, that the people know, oh, there's somebody who take a picture for me. I was there in this event, and that is something very special for this person and make him stronger. And sometimes that's what I say to the people, the guys who are making videos and making pictures, nobody talks, and you are the persons who listen more, and you are the persons who are there and are listening from everybody. And sometimes we riders, we don't listen, we don't hurt nothing, we just go there, ride and have some fun, or like this. And I think it's important for us to let's see what it's important to keep good pictures. Yes. Yeah, I know.
Beautiful.
That's why I think it's important for all of us to be together. This channel, I tell this before, and I'm going to tell it. That is not Nelson. That is why I don't put no Nelson here, nothing. I put no new limits to ride electric before. I take the electric because lots of friends for me was a little upset because they tell, why don't you put then let us put what we want, and we change no limits to ride, and you can put no limits to ride your UC, no limits to ride your one wheel, no limits to ride your A-bike. Everybody can finish the sense. The important thing, the channel is made for all of us, and without all of you riders who came to this live, because for me the important persons who comes to this live because they want to change, they want to bring this PV community in a better way, in changing, growing, and without all the riders who came here, I think we never, how can I put it, we never came close to 300 persons that love this sport. And some people came to me, Marcel, and they say, Nelson, why do I have to go there? Nobody knows me. And I say, they're going to know you. But maybe you're going to have 200 persons who are going to see you, or maybe I say, these 200 persons is going to know you. and that is the important thing. And
Every
sometimes,
every
yeah,
extra person who sees it, it helps.
yeah, that's why you are a rider, you love this sport, you are welcome to come here. I hope that more persons make these interviews. Is not because of, if you come to make these interviews with the intention to win money, you can forget it. You're not going to win no money with this. If you're doing for the community, for me, I do it for a big reason, Marcel. There's people I never see in my life. I interview them today as good friends. I learned so much from them. There's so much to learn, and I'm very proud to be in so big community and knowing so much persons around the world. And I think all of us can make the difference together. Alone, I think we're not going to reach nobody. I think you have a fantastic YouTube channel. I think the people should listen to what you said there. I think what you bring in there in your videos, I think is very good. And sometimes, guys, don't go just for the ride. Go for to listen. And sometimes maybe you can learn with other persons, and maybe that can help you change your idea, or maybe can help you to see life in other form. Maybe, I don't know. I just want you, I think it's nice for you to go to see Marcel idea. I was very impressed, and I contact him direct and I say, Marcel, you have to come here because I think it's important for the people to listen to you.
Okay.
So, for everybody's out there, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for coming. I'm going to leave the last words for you, my friend, for the community who come to see you. But before we go, I just want to say in 2 days, we're going to have another person here. He's from New York. This community is one of the biggest communities in New York. That is A-Scooters. They are no profit company. They raise money to give help to the people on the streets with these communities of riding. They make so much for the winter, for everything. They make so much stuff. Not just riding, is helping people who need it. And there is lots of persons in the streets in America and all the places of the world who need help. And these guys are one of this group rides that they try to help the communities who need help. Maybe they don't ride, but they are like us. They need to be happy. That's why I'm very proud to have you in 2 days here. And I hope that you guys come and have a little talk with him. For you, my friend, I leave you with the last words for all the community.
It's Nelson. Thank you for hosting me, for creating this, for bringing the people together, for helping this community move forward. We talked a lot today about our passion, about our sports, about the things that we love to do, and about a lot about the challenges that there are, especially in Europe. So you have a long way to go. We're going there, and I think one message or something to tell everyone to do is like leave every place a little bit better.
Yeah, I think so. I think better word don't. Let's stick together all the time. Thank you so much, Marcel, for coming. For everybody's out there, I wish you the best. Hope that you are safe. Enjoy your life. Enjoy with your family, your friends. Don't forget. Have fun. Don't forget the day is very special. Tomorrow we never know. Enjoy it. Have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. Just have fun. Always be happy. And if you can, make the other persons happy.